Alaikum, brothers and sisters. Sulman Rahim here, Messenger of the Covenant, Breaker of Seven Seals. Welcome. 1 second here, brothers and sisters, trying to work out a few technical difficulties. Okay. And okay, let's see. Okay. Okay, brothers and sisters, I think I've worked out some of these difficulties here. Brothers and sisters, I want to talk about ongoing events, what's happening in the news, what's happening right now. Your present, your future. Brothers and sisters, they lay a trap for you. I'm going to try to explain to you best I can. It says, it will come to you as a snare. That means they're setting a trap for you, brothers and sisters. In fact, they're not setting, they've set a trap. And backup traps. But I know of their traps. And I'm warning you of their traps. So I'm going to talk about a few things today, brothers and sisters. Try to make you aware, because they're busy trying to keep you from being aware. They have suffered your presence here. They're tired of you. But they have you for a reason. They have a plan, and Allah has a plan. Allah is the best of planners. Yeah, excuse me, brothers and sisters. I'm working hard to get my systems together. They keep attacking them. So, I'm doing a backup method here. But I want to talk about the snare. What's a snare, brother and sister? Brother and sister, a snare that you just set up for an animal that you intend to eat. You want to catch it, so you eat it. See, a snare is not usually for hunting, just only for sport, because you want to track the animal down. But snare is a trap them. That's not no sport in that. Because you look for something to eat. It says they will come as a snare. Means, why is a snare? Why does anyone want to snare you? We're going to talk about a few things and maybe you can understand. I'm going to keep this minimal because I'm still working out some bugs and issues and technical problems, sisters and brothers. So until I get those worked out, I'm going to, try to just give brief presentations till I get everything working properly. So let's proceed. Where'd it go? See, famine is coming to America. It's coming to all of Europe, but it's particularly coming to America. America is number one on God's list. He told Muhammad, America was number one on God's list for destruction. So, Lion Farrakhan telling you not go anywhere. He's not teaching Elijah Muhammad's teachings. I was with Elijah. See, he can fool all those people that never heard Sir Elijah. That's reading Elijah's books, which, as I keep telling you, 90% of what he taught are not in those books. And even what's in the books, Farrakhan is not even teaching that. He's sitting there for the snare because he's a devil. His father's a devil, which makes him a devil, which the scriptures call demons. It means half devil, half man, demon. That's what he is. He's working for his master because they love master. They love him because they think like them. They don't think like you. And they're setting a trap for you. So who's going to fall into the trap himself? See, they say those that dig a ditch for others, fall into the ditch themselves. the trap he's setting for you, he's going to fall into himself, because they don't want him either. The devils don't want him either, but they use him against us. They say black-faced children, but they don't care about them either. They care about us less, but they don't care either, because back in so-called slavery, which was really a Holocaust, because slavery is just the economic side of it, right? Holocaust is the persecution, the rape, the murder, the genocide. That's the affliction side. Read Abrahamic covenant. There's servitude and affliction. They've been punished for the affliction side. See, but during the Holocaust, they enslaved their own children, but they had advantages, they had perks. They worked in the house. That's what you call the house Negroes. So they ate better, they dressed better, they lived better, but there still was niggers in their mind, in their as far as their dad is concerned. You see. So they're using this as a trap for us, but they're going to fall into the trap themselves. And I'm going to show you why. So bear with me. This is going to be brief. Okay. I'm going to cover a couple of points I haven't covered before. So bear with me. Famine, death, separation. Famine, death, starvation. That's what's on the menu, brothers and sisters. Famine, death, and starvation. First, we're going to talk about the trap, the snare. See, so let's look at the snare. I've been meaning to go through this whole presentation with all the details, and I won't do it today because, again, I spent a lot of time trying to get my system together again today. They attacked me again, so once I get everything stable, I'm going to give a total, complete, comprehensive presentation. Now, these are the points I want you to see here. This is scripture, something that you can Google, nothing that I've made up. Then I said, "Hear now, O leaders of Jacob, you rulers of the house of Israel, should you not know justice?" Now, when you read this, you read it, and if you don't pay attention closely, you read it the wrong way, because assuming we're Israel, assuming we're Jacob, right? If you read this, you would think they were talking about our leaders, right? Our rulers, right? So you think they were talking about us. If you agree that we're Israel, if you say, yeah, okay, I'll go with you, you're Israel, then it needs to be addressing our leaders, right? And our rulers. But we don't have leaders and rulers. The devils are leaders and rulers. We're under their occupation, under their authority, under their control. So then they couldn't be talking about us, could they? They'd be talking about the people ruling us and leading us, which are them. You understand what I'm saying? But if you say that we're not Israel, the same idea applies. It's not talking to the house of Israel. It's not talking to Jacob. It's not people leading them, and only could talk to them if this Israel is not us, and they independent have their own country. Then they would talk to their leaders and their rules. If they're independent sovereign country, then they have leaders and rules. But we don't have leaders and rules because we're not a sovereign country. We are a nation, but we're not sovereign because we're under. So I'm saying that we're Israel. So accept that. Now you can reject it later on, but just accept that hypothesis. I'm just present it as a hypothesis for now. Just accept that, right? And then follow the rest is true and see if it makes sense to you. Except that we're Israel, and they're talking about the devils. Because they're the ones ruling us, they're the ones leading us. Okay? So it said what? It says you hate good and love evil. Now, I remember I said that represents the devil that's ruling us. So we know we have never received anything but bad and evil since we've been here. We see no good. Now, the evil since been here. So if what I'm saying, my hypotheses are correct, I'm presenting as I know it's the truth, but I'm presenting you as a hypothesis, then that still fits right. That means if we're Israel and the devils, those ruling us, devils, right, is the Europeans here, right? That means, right, they hate good and evil, and that has been the case. That's the history. If you accept it, if you read history, they came out to kill, steal, and destroy. But right now, they're living off of someone else's land. They got rich off someone else's land, someone else's food, someone else's labor, our labor. They destroyed us as a nation. They stole and killed. They stole this country and killed its inhabitants. So if you still follow that idea, that premise, that still holds, right? Okay, let's move on. And you hate good and love evil. You tear the skin from my people and strip the flesh from their bones. Now this is something they say is going to happen, but we know we've experienced some of this already. During the Holocaust, during so-called slavery, we experienced some of this. I mean, that should be a known fact, because you pretty much get that kind of treatment just for being whipped to death or to death. So it's not like something they haven't done before. So still, it's consistent with that premise that we as well are the devils. Nothing consistent so far. See? You eat the flesh of my people after stripping off their skin and breaking their bones. You chop them up like flesh for the cooking pot, like meat in a cauldron. It's not like this has never happened before. This happened back in when they had this book called The Electable Negro. This kind of stuff, activity went on when he was in the fields for 400 years. But they're not talking about what happened. Pay some out. What's about to happen? This famine is going to hit, and we're going to see it in a minute. This famine's coming fast. It's going to hit, and it's going to be fell. Once it settles in, see, it's going to settle in. It's going to come in like a dense fog. See, all of a sudden, you find yourself in a dense fog, and it just gets denser until it gets dark. You can't see anything, and it's going to just sit there for a whole year. So I'm going to talk about this again, but I'm going to talk about something else. But see, the thing is, they're saying, right? That's that. If you go to a slaughterhouse, that's the way slaughter animals. Skin, fillet them, break the bones, exactly what they say they're going to do here. And eat us. Eat us. We're going to be the food because we're already considered 3/5 human. That means we're edible. If you're 3/5 human, you're edible. Because a gorilla is 2/5 human, right? They got 2/5 of our genes. So they call them 2/5 human. That means they're not human. Right? But that means they got some of us in them. That's what devils say. We 3/5 human. So we edible. It's in the Constitution. Animals are edible. So I'm going to talk about some of the side thing here, then we'll move on, brothers and sisters. We're going to move on to that, then we'll close out. It's going to be a short presentation here. I'll talk about the books. See, there's 2 books hidden. There's more other things hidden here too. I'm just going to talk about these 2 books right now. There's 2 books. There's one called 7 Thunders, another called 7 Churches. There you see right here, the 7 churches represent the European countries, including Iran and Syria, which are Islamic parts of it. And 7 thunders are Asian countries. See? 7 churches, 7 thunders. See? That's what they represent. It's 2 books. See? Hidden. Remember, angel is Revelation is sealed, and these books are also sealed in it. So I just want to point out a couple things here, brothers and sisters. Because I've been missing this in the last presentations, because I forgot to include it. So I'm correcting that now. And the prophets. Now I told about these 2 prophets. See. Or there's a prophet in each book. But the prophets will be taught by Suleiman. He would teach them face to face. Master Muhammad was teach Elijah. Now the symbols I have, those are correct symbols. The symbols change by chapter, right? But the puzzle remains the same. I mean, it moves around. I mean, the puzzle remains the same. The key remains the same. It's just the symbols change depending on the chapter. So Elijah is part of African nation. You see African nation, that's all red, right? Matter of fact, Muhammad, he's not part of the African nation, but this is a period of time when he's up top. So I'm not going into that kind of detail. At any rate, the point I'm making here is that the prophets be taught. Those two prophets, those that angel will understand this. They would be taught by Suleiman, the two directly, raised by him. Elijah was raised by Master Muhammad. Okay, that's the prophets. Following the angel key. They would keep me up, trying to keep the system going. Then the messiahs. This problem matters for people who understand angel keys, so they understand what's going on, and they communicate this to other people in the way they're able to. So we see it's up to the messiahs. There's three of them. It's up to Suleiman to raise the 144,000. That's the lamb. Because they're spatial. So he comes with a spatial book. That's the angel. He can unlock that book. So he's the only one that can save or resurrect, right? 144,000, because they're all spatial. Primarily spatial, 90% spatial. On the other hand, the Shia, right? That's Master Muhammad's angels, his rod of iron, right? They're mostly all technical. So he comes with a technical marvel, the will. That nobody can duplicate but him. You see what's going on here? He protects them and he's going to raise them up. That's how powerful the angel key is. Now Elijah, see, he's supposed to raise the Levites up. Now I said the Levites will be taught, right, by Suleiman. But to be raised by Elijah. Suleiman's job is not to raise the Shiites. I mean, not to raise not to raise Shiites or the Levites. Teach them. Well, Master Muhammad's job to raise the Levites. He taught Elijah. Elijah raised the Levites. You understand? And then Elijah would raise the Noi. And Noi would raise the Sunni. Because in the angel, that's what it says right there. Because the ark represents it said with beyond the ark, that's the top. The ark represents the top three levels. The ark was resting on the waters. That's it for you. That's it, brothers and sisters. And that's what we call new heavens and new earth, because the waters represents new earth. And new heavens will be what's in the ark. I'm going to leave it there, brothers and sisters. Something you can ponder over, think about. But let me say this one thing. The top is spatial. Technical, second level. Next level is ambidextrous. That's why I have two books. have two books to balance it. The Shia, see, Master Home came with lessons, technical. Because if you study the lessons, they're mostly technical. He has more of them, but they're primarily technical, But Sunnah comes with the angel, which is spiritual. Okay? So I thought I said, brothers and sisters, let's move on quickly. And we'll talk about a couple things. I'm going to close the brothers and sisters because I lost a lot of time today. And you see them. The dream. That's the American dream, brothers. I want you to understand this. Because Islam is mathematics and mathematics is Islam. And if you're not teaching mathematics, you're not teaching Islam. And the Sunnis not teaching mathematics. The Christians definitely teaching mathematics. No mathematics there. Many religions are teaching mathematics. See? And Farrakhan definitely teaching mathematics. So why they teach it? Why they talking? So here I got these were occasions, and because energy deprivation, right, they was made simpler. So mass times acceleration equals force, but in the pressure field, everybody has equal force. It's just how much the ratio between the mass, right? The more mass you have, the less, right, acceleration you have. Acceleration, look at that as energy. The less mass you have, the more energy you're going to have. Okay? So devils, they have less mass. That's why, because in black, you put all the colors together, you get black. White is just that color by itself. Right? So it's simple. So they have less mass. So now they got extra energy. They got external energy. We don't have any external energy. Right? So now they got these things. Good homes, money, right? Cars, so forth. Right? We don't have anything. Just take to the extreme, brothers and sisters. Now, if you want America, if you believe in American dream, because they see, the thing is, you have a way out here, brothers and sisters. Abraham a covenant, and you have transportation. And you have somebody passing out tickets. I got the tickets. And matter of fact, Muhammad has the transportation. You just got to come and get them, because we already paid the price. They tell you not going anywhere, even though the scripture, any guy Muhammad told you, American burned up those scripts. So you're going to have asbestos underwear? Farrakhan, he's lying to you, you're not going anywhere. But just watch this, brothers and sisters. You see, you want to keep up with the Joneses, right? That's what they say, keep up with the Joneses. This is what happens. So now you can get those things, but look what happened to you. You become more like them. You lose all your your sophistication or your complexity. See? You start being acting like them. Not them, but in order to have what they have, because that's how you devote your energy. You don't get so much energy a day. Everybody gets the same amount of energy a day. That's a fact. Now they can say what they want to say about it. That's a fact. Everyone gets the same amount of energy a day. How you use the energy? So you use the energy to go up, then you're going to achieve it. Then you're going to be more and more like them as you go. Because you see these so-called Negroes, they call themselves successful and everything. Talk white, act white, walk white. Because you become more and more like them because that's what they're pursuing. The door, excuse me, brothers and sisters. The door, what's the door? The door, brothers and sisters. Here's another analogy, graphic analogy. Same thing as before, right? But say you don't choose to take the American dream. You choose this path instead. You choose, you want to build a paradise for yourself. So you want to be independent. See? Because you use your energy to create your paradise. That's how you're going to get to paradise, brothers. You got to make it. You have to make a sacrifice to get there. Because what you're doing, how you use your energy is the direction you're walking in. So using your energy to get what the devils have, then that's the path you're going in their path, which is destruction. If you want paradise, then you use your energy and so you're starting to build it. Right? My mind is already there. There's no confusion in my mind. My mind is clear. I know yours isn't. Because you don't know anything. You don't know who demons are. You know who the devils are. You know who Satan is. You know who 666 is. You know who Antichrist. You guess it. You don't know. And you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. You don't know if you're going to. You don't know if there's a heaven or hell. You don't know if you're going to either one. You don't even know if there's a God. You don't know anything. It's all confusing in your mind. So a lot of you try to block it out. I'm free of all of that. And those people that listen to me and apply what I'm telling you, they free of it too. They're totally free of that. And so now they can upload the angel. Because that's what we need to come free of this garbage to upload the angel. Now they're ready to upload the angel. But they're free of that mental hell that you're living in. Oh, and if I die, going to hell, right? Well, I don't know if, I'm scared. What that song says, change gonna come, right? Tired of living, but I'm afraid to die. You're in a mental hell. Everyone out there on this planet, if you, on this planet, because that's from Muhammad, it's off planet. Everybody on this planet, unless he's put you down on this planet, or you want a hidden scientist, you are in a mental hell. Why are you taking drugs? Why are you smoking crack? Why are you going to therapists? Okay. Why are you doing those things? Scientology. Why are you doing those things? Why are you running the church? Why are you doing these things? And you still don't have any mental peace. Why? Because you're in mental hell. The devil's having mental hell. I'm trying to get you out of it. And those course you're dying. You're paying to stay in these mental hells. So you need to start turning your mind to create your power. Because you have to create your power. You have to start creating here. You have to start creating here. That's why you go out with great wealth. Instead you go out and gain great wealth. So you go out with great wealth. That means what kind of wealth? Because you have your mind back, that's one. You got your vision back, that's two. And you got transportation out here. You got a ticket and transportation, that's 3 and 4. So that's how you start building your paradise. Get your mind back, your vision back, get your ticket, and your transportation. You build it up. That's how you get there. Now I'm gonna run Africa. You might come mess with me. Okay. You build on. You see this world we're living right now. This world ain't coming by them. This world came in by us. You don't understand it. I don't talk about that much because I know it's difficult to get you to understand it. Right? Let me try to keep it in simple terms. Okay. Say for instance, you lock out in prison. Now the people in prison, who controls the prison? People's minds. People's minds that want you locked up. Because their minds are more powerful than yours. Because it's not the bars that's keeping you in, it's people that control the bars that keep you in. Not the bars, people that control the bars. Because your mind's greater than yours. Because you let your mind get weak till if you go out there and don't exercise or anything else, you get weaker and weaker and weaker. And after a while, man, a little puppy dog can push you down. Because you're so weak. Because you don't drink yourselves. And same thing with your mind. If you don't use it, it gets weaker and weaker and weaker. That means other people's mind becomes stronger and stronger and stronger relative to yours. If yours gets weaker, if I'm 200 pounds and buff, and you're 200 pounds and buff, and then you start eating Doritos, sit around doing things, you get down to 100 pounds, right? Then you lost, I gained power over you, and I whip your ass. I got control over you physically. Same thing mentally, same thing applies in the mental world. And they don't have you, see, if I'm sitting around playing games, right? Instead of that, I'm not building myself physically. And that's why they have you playing games, video games, NFL, NBA, not building your mind. And then you understand why they control you. Because you're not building your mind, the same thing at prison. And then all of a sudden the person start exercising their mind. See? When they say exercise their body, they got so strong, they got big, stronger than a gorilla. They could break the bars, right? Might assume the bars can be broken. They get strong enough, they get strong in those bars. What if their mind gets strong enough that the people is controlled? That means they will make the people open them doors. They're gonna find people say, hey man, I think that's a good guy. He shouldn't have been there. Or somebody say, man, let's try to get him out. Because you're in the thought atmosphere, brothers and sisters. And it's the thought atmosphere that's got you locked up. Because your mind is weaker than everybody else's, so now you're backed into a corner. Your mind, you're being crushed. Because it's all about pressure. I keep telling you, it's all about pressure. That's mental pressure. If your mental pressure is going on, there's no way they can confine you. They can't lock you up. Because it takes your mind's great nerves. Like those Star Wars movie, you tell the Jedi, you don't really want to do it, do you? You don't really want to do it. No, I don't really want to do that. You really want to go home and leave me alone, don't you? Yes, I really want to go home and leave you alone, right? See? You want to go home and kick your ass, don't you? Yeah, I want to really go home and kick my ass. You see? I'm a little flipping here. But brothers and sisters, that's exactly what it is. That's the wisdom. That's why you learn the 5 fundamental pillars of Islam. And you start looking at the angel, because angels is the gym. They give your mind that pressure. They overcome everybody's pressure where you start locking them up instead of locking you up. Because their minds that's controlling you. Tell me, I'm going to jail. No, you put yourself in jail because you put your mind. I don't care if you're in there for triple, quadruple murder. It's still minds that's holding you in there. If your mind becomes great somebody's going to, hey man, he's innocent or whatever. They'll pass a law or something because you're thoughtful. You affecting everybody else's mind. They pass a law and say, well, we want to stop the death penalty. See? Because your mind's getting stronger. And then okay, now you stop the death penalty. A year later, they say, well, let's have better parole and so forth and so on. Next thing you know, you're out. Because you started the journey out. You started increasing your mind. All of a sudden things start working. Doors start opening. You start walking through them. But you get your mind weak. Your thoughts start closing on you. You back in this thing. You're in a room. And no more doors. You're locked in the room. You're back in the corner. You did that to yourself. Because they got you still suffering self-imposed energy deprivation. Self-imposed energy deprivation. Because you have the mind power now to defeat them. You have the mind power now to defeat them. And like Elijah Muhammad said, you're spinning on your finger, you don't even know they're there. But you don't use it because you got your hip stuck at Kobe's ass. Martin Jones, Martin Lawrence, whatever his name is, and Denzel and LeBron, and all these people. I'm telling you, brothers and sisters, I don't care if you're in jail, I don't care where you are. You start exercising your mind. I ain't going to read no book. You start exercise your mind. Because it not only strengthens your mind, but it gives you foresight so you can see ahead of yourself. That means if you see ahead of yourself, that's better than a bulletproof vest. A bulletproof vest is a person that didn't see ahead and they got in the bullet storm. But if you can see the storm before it coming, you won't even be there. Just like what was Ali used to say that? He said, they throw a punch, he said, it's better to be, when they throw the punch, not to be there when the punch comes, better than being able to take a punch. So if you can bob and weave, right, that's better than being able to take a punch, because then you don't even know when the punch comes. You saw it coming, you was able to get out of his way. Then you got all that for you. Study it. Every time you study, you learn more and more about your brain. Your mind gets stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. Because that's pressure. Build the pressure up. Your pressure becomes great. Pressure that only defeats them and frees you, but also that's the definition of success because you're growing. Right now, you're dying because they're crushing you in the smallest space, into prison, in jail, into the solitary confinement, crush you out of existence. And you think it's just bad luck or, oh man, Jesus don't, all this stuff. Jesus ain't got a damn thing to do with none of that. Know the truth should make, why is it? He said, get a bees in you, be free. He said, get a cannon, you be free. He said, get a knife, you be free. He said, know the truth, and truth will make you free. I'm giving you that truth. And all you have to do is apply it. What can you lose? You got 15 years in jail, right? So why don't you take 1 year to study this? Maybe you'll be out in a year. I guarantee you. Because he said that's what Suleiman would do. He'd break out the prisoners. Because this truth will free you. 5 fundamental pillars of Islam, right? Upload that angel, and of course you're a damn dime. And you get wide and smart all along the way, and guarantee you, them gates will fly open. Because that's why our people are going to be delivered out here, because you're in this deep dark hell. Because everybody in this America, everybody on the planet is in hell, and we're going to be delivered out of it. Why? Because our mind pressure was able to overcome. And let me say one more thing. Like I was meant to. This is a continuation of that. When I say the same thing, you start being happen. So the thing is, this environment you see right now, we created it because they had us down locked in the fields with energy deprivation. We had nothing. Then we started getting our energy back. Every 50 years, we started getting positive energy back in the 1860s. That means our pressure started building, our mental pressure. So this environment is a reflection of your mental pressure. That's where it comes from. It don't come out of nowhere. The more mental pressure you have, the more you change the environment around, because it's all pressure. So we got more in. So we changed the environment to more suitable to ourselves. So we didn't have to be picking cotton anymore. So we brought in this industrial revolution that came out of our minds, not theirs, because they've been around 6,000 years. And for 6,000 years, for 5,000 years, they never still horse and buggy until they got us. And then once we start coming out of that, all of a sudden, things start changing. Things start changing. And you see them getting more and more. That's when knowledge, is it Daniel said knowledge will be increased. Right? So you get more and more. And so that means they have less control over us. The problem is we get under their control, so they control our vision, our energy, and everything else. It's ours. We brought it in, but they control it. Once we get away from them, we have better than this. Because that's one reason why they don't let us go, aside from the fact that they're planning to have us on the menu, because we know all this technology things come from us. They know if we left and they can't control it anymore, we go way beyond this. You see what Marsh Plummer has, that mighty wheel? They said that technology itself is million years ahead of them. That came out of our minds. You have the ability to replicate that. You built it. You created the universe. You created it, but you made it. You gave it form. You brought this in. Cars, all that kind of stuff. Because now it's less on you than you brought us in. So now, right? So now you're not as restrained as you was when they had you down in chains. They didn't free you. You freed yourself. But your progress is slow because they're deceiving you, and so you can't keep that process going as quick as it will. Because if you did, you'd be out here already. And so now deceiving you, not even use it all. Because they want control of it, total control of it. Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. See? So once we get out of here and don't have control of it anymore, then you see your wealth. Because right now you got $1 million shit farm and they got $1 million gold mine. Both ways to $1 million, but they make sure you get the shit because that's recycling. That's where our creation works, right? It's a balance, recycling. See, we turn shit into gold, and they turn gold into shit. They give us shit, we give them the gold. That's what it was on the plantation. We built, managed everything for them, and they gave us shitlings. If they gave us that, and cow chips. Yet we was giving them mansions and stuff. You see the connection? So right now, that's why I say grab with great wealth. That's another reason, because you have great wealth, but it's in a shit farm. You're a millionaire, A millionaire shift farmer, because they won't let you buy anything else. But when you get out here, you convert that to gold. Now you got the gold, because they're not going to let you convert it to gold here. Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. This is our creation. And once we got here, it's like going, twinkle of an eye. We're going to make all things new. How are we going to make things new? Master, I'm not going to do it by itself. We all make all things new. It's going to be totally different. Anything in this, the technology and everything will be far ahead of this within 20 years. Within 20 years, we'll be moving around the universe again. Before long, we're moving around 24 billion miles per second, going any place in the universe. They'll never achieve that. They can't. And once we leave out here, it says we'll plunder them. They said when we left Egypt, it was plunder. That means they don't have nothing. They don't have our creativity anymore. They don't have our labor, our sweat. They don't have any of that anymore. And then they realized it didn't come from them, because if it came from them, how come it's not coming out of Europe? How come none of this creation, none of stuff's coming out of Europe? Why is it not coming out of Europe? Why is it not coming out of Germany? Why is it not coming out of France? Why come Russia? They just replicate what they give them here. All creativity's come here because we're here. They are no want you to know that. So like I said, you can devote your energy right now and make it what? Your power. You can do it. Keep an American dream. See, converting yourself into them like a demon. Okay, but I think I'm going to. Let me see. I think I'm going to let it go here, brothers and sisters. I talked about this all day, Red Sea, but I'm going to pass that, brothers and sisters. Like I said, it's I'm going to do a comprehensive presentation once I get everything settled. So I'm going to pass by this. And I think I got one more thing I want to talk about, then I'm going to close out. Talking about the Red Sea and how that Red Sea is not the Red Sea over there. It's talking about the angel. Okay. I'm going to go through a couple things here, brothers and sisters. I'm going to let it go. Again, this is not live. I'm working on it because we have live issues. Okay. We talked about this earlier. Going to go over it one more time. See. Then I said, "Hear now, O leaders of Jacob, you rulers of the house of Israel. Should you not know justice?" Where is it? You don't think you don't receive justice? That's what you think. What you've done, the Holocaust, what you've done. Should you not know justice? You think you can get away from that? That's what it's saying there. Because if they have no fear of God before their eyes, that means they have no fear of consequence, no fear of justice. You hate good and love evil. You tear skin from my people and strip the flesh from their bones. See? This is what they plan on doing to us, because the famine is coming hot and heavy, brothers and sisters. It's coming quick, and it's going to last for at least a year. You eat the flesh of my people after stripping off their skin and breaking their bones. You chop them up like flesh for the cooking pot, like meat in a cauldron. That's what a butcher does. Fresh meat. Cut your throat. Next thing you know, you're in the meat. You're on somebody's menu, on somebody's plate. See? So at that time, they're starving, right? They be eating up in us. Then they're gonna cry, "God help us," because America been dry. I mean, they're starving, they're eating us, and it's only like 34 million of us and 300 million of them. So they're gonna go through us like, like a hungry man through a slice of pizza. Then we don't last long. They don't get all of us. They don't get a lot of us, right? It means they can, but that's not going to stop. They say they're still going to be hungry. Then they will cry to the Lord, but I will not answer them. At that time, see, that's talking about the future. At that time, see, He'll hide His face from them, not sometime in the past. At that time, that's about to happen. He'll hide His face because evil they have done, be consumed uselessly, for your land will not yield. Your land, that means we don't have any land. Somebody that's devils again. Remember I told you in the beginning? Just assume that we're Israel. They can't be talking about, because we don't have a land. You got to be talking about the devils, right? And your land will not produce. Choosing your land of the land will not yield their fruit. So that's perfect evidence. It's not talking about us because we don't have any land. A couple more things I'm going to say, brothers. Like I said, I'm not going to do this whole presentation. And it says, this city I make desolate, an object of scorn, or pass by with repulse or scuff it. That means America is really going to catch it. The wrath of God. I'll make them, this is carefully, I'll make them eat the flesh of their sons and daughters. They will eat one another's flesh. And in the siege, there's going to be a siege. China and India is going to, as soon as the war starts in Russia and in Europe, it's going to be triggered by the war in the Middle East. You see right now. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going in the news that you see it. They heating up in the Middle East, right? That's going to trigger the war. If I'm getting, that's the way I'm getting this European war. I'll make them eat the flesh of sons and daughters, and they will eat one another flesh, and siege and stress inflicted on them by enemies who seek their life. That means China, that's the enemies. They're going to put a siege around America. But the first siege will be about false Israel, which we are warning to hear. That's why I said men's hearts be failing or fear those things come upon earth, because the powers of heaven be shaken. That means the Middle East, the powers are broken, shaken. That means America falls Israel and Russia. I mean America falls Israel and Britain. They're the powers of the Middle East. The powers be broken. They'll be defeated. Okay? And false Israel will take on siege. And that's what they're going to see. And when they're going to eat each other, 5 sons, 75, whatever, and they're going to see no food, and they're going to be, and it's going to broadcast over the world, and they know that it's about to come here right after because that's what the scriptures say. And that's where the hearts be filled with fear, those things coming upon earth, because they know it's coming. For the powers of heaven will be shaken. See, that's where the hearts are filled, because they know that this is about to happen here in a worse way, worse than what happened over there. So a couple more brothers, I'm going to close it. Okay. I'm sorry, from verse 9. Those killed by the sword are better off than those who die in famine. That's how bad that famine is going to be. You're better off just killed by the sword. Racked with hunger and waste away for lack of food from the field. Right? That gets into their food chain. With their own hands, compassionate women, with their own hands, compassionate women cook their own children who came their food when my people were destroyed. That means after they destroyed us, then they started their children. Who is telling you, after they destroyed, then they started their children. And they're going to do their children. But they're going to destroy us, they're going to destroy a lot of us. See? But the elect is gone. The we is still here, they got to fight away the tribulation. I think that's it, Bones, so I don't think I'm going to take this any further. When I was sent, hold on. When I was sent upon them the evil arrows of famine, that means famine is coming like an arrow. Arrows move fast, don't they? Which will be for their destruction, which I will send to destroy you. I will increase the famine upon you and break your staff of bread. They're going to break it. There ain't going to be no bread. And every time I false Israel, you say the Jews, they shouldn't exist anymore because this was not the punishment. It says for their destruction. So if this happened, they wouldn't be around anymore. It happened in the past. Whoever this happened, if this happened in the past, those people should be around anymore because they came to destroy them. Not to punish them, destroy them. So it's a future event, not a past event. I do think that's it right there. Let me check. No, let me see. I think there's one more thing I want to say about this. Then we'll close out. So I have to unpack here, Bob. I'm going to keep it short today. Hopefully I can have a comprehensive presentation tomorrow. If I can get everything working properly and effectively and securely and confidently. Okay, here it is. This is the one. They will attack their neighbor. They will attack the neighbor, you. On the right hand, on the right, but will still be hungry. That's what it says. After they eat all you up, they're still going to be hungry because they ain't enough of us. Right? They will divide, because they 2 meals, they will divide their neighbor on the left, but will not be satisfied. See? And then they will even eat their own children. See, eat us first, and then eat your own children. This was kind of brothers and sisters. And you said, what would America be like? They had a famine. I mean, famine lasts more than a month. Even a famine lasts a week or 2 weeks, really. But a famine lasts more than a month. What would America look like? You have food stored up, really? Would you have Farrakhan's 10 soldiers, hooked 2, 3, 4, protecting you? This is that fool. He's part of the problem. But you don't realize they will eat him too. They don't care if he's. They hate the house niggas, their own children, much as they did. Yes. I mean, why would they do them that way? You understand? This is what we're telling you. Eat us first. He thinks he'll be in on it. But you see, the same thing he thought when he tried the Nation of Islam. He helped them do it. And then they liquidated everything. He thought he went to court to get all that stuff with Wallace, backing Wallace up. And then when they got it, he thought he was getting a piece. They gave him that to that dumbass, coward, lying dog, right, bowl of shit in the trench. That 2-bit whore. Because that's what he is. He's just a pile of shit covered with honey. He covered himself with Elijah Muhammad's honey. Uniforms, the books, right? The dress code, sisters. He covers stuff. That's the outlook, you know. I don't know why he called it Nation of Islam anymore, because he said he ain't a nation. You have white devils and everything else. So he covered himself with honey. But he's shit inside. And after a while, you be looking at honey. After a while, you get past honey, you start tasting shit. Then you realize, hope I'm going to leave it there, brothers and sisters. But read that carefully. They attack their neighbor on the right side of you. That's what I said, flee. When you see what happened to false Israel, that's abomination of desolation. Because that's going to happen. That's going to be a sign to you. Your last warning. Because what happened to them, it's going to be told by all over the world. They'll be eating themselves. They're going to pretend. They have these drones. Remember, Iran got these drones. There's drones in the sky taking pictures, showing everybody what they're eating themselves, eating people, eating everything. Because there won't be any food there. And they know and families already right barking at America's door at that time. So they know what they see there is coming here. Because there's going to be no limits to how beastly those false Israel can be. And that's why it has to be felt. They're going to be here. If you're a foreigner, if you're hearing this, you're a foreigner, once you see that war break out in the Middle East, I don't care if you do it or not. If I was you, I'd get the hell out of here. I would get the hell out of here. Right, go back to your land. And your brothers and sisters that said, come and get your mind back. Come and get that angel. So those 5 fundamental pillars of Islam. The angel, start working on it. Start building your mental mind. That's what will get you out of here. Hope you understand. And that's not for sisters now. I got them. But your brothers. Okay, brothers and sisters, I think that's it. Yeah, I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to leave it there, brothers and sisters. Assalamu alaikum.